Foster Youth Inc. presents Youth Entering Foster Care.
Hello, my name is Chantel Randolph. I was in the foster care system because my mom and dad couldn't take care of me. I work with the youth group FYI, Foster Youth Incorporated. FYI made this film so that you'll know what it's like when kids enter into the foster care system. In this first scene, you'll meet Kyra and Jamal. They're in the car with their caseworker or social worker from the Department of Social Services or DSS. His job is to remove kids from their home if it's not safe. He picked up Kyra and Jamal from school. They'll be placed into foster care overnight. He will then inform mom and dad that the kids have been placed into foster care and that they have to go to court the next day. In this next scene, you'll meet Jamal talking to his lawyer. You'll see the courtroom and you'll see what it's like when kids enter into the foster care system. I remember the foster care system. It was a scary and confusing time, but there were also good times. But more importantly, I remember feeling safe. Okay, let's meet Kyra and Jamal.
Someone reported they were being neglected. DSS tried to work with their mother. Things got worse. Food and rent money was spent on drugs. Kyra was left home alone. A family involvement meeting was held to keep them with family, but no relatives are available. They're not safe with their mother. They'll stay in foster care tonight and go to court tomorrow.
Hi Jamal, I'm Ms. Bassard. I'm your lawyer, you're my client. I'll represent you at your court hearings. I'll listen to what you say and make sure others know what you want. Lawyers must keep what their clients say confidential. That means I can't tell anyone what you've told me without your permission. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, well, you know you're at a courthouse. Do you know why you're here?
To see where we're going to live. Why would we take it from my mother?
Let's look at this paper. It'll say why you're here. It's called a petition with request for shelter care. It says your mother uses drugs. Keeps her from taking good care of you, feeding you, and sending you to school clean. It also says Kyra stays home alone.
I've never seen my mother do drugs, and I'll watch my sister. I'll watch her even more if I have to. We go to school all the time, clean. I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, someone told this to DSS. You must admit, if it's true, it sounds pretty serious. They have to investigate. They removed you from your mother because they can't take a chance that you may be in danger or in serious risk of harm. They want to make sure that nothing happens to you.
Nothing's going to happen to me. When do we get out of here, and do we have to come back?
Today is a shelter care hearing. I don't know how long it'll take. You'll appear before a master. A master is like a judge and has a courtroom like a judge, but her court orders must be signed by the judge. You can talk to the master at your court hearings. Would you like to talk to her today?
Nah, that's okay. You can do all the talking.
Well, the master will decide who'll have custody of you for about the next 30 days or so.
And then what?
Then you'll come back for the adjudicatory hearing. That's where the master will decide what the truth is. After that is the disposition hearing. On that date, the master will decide who'll have custody of you and if you're CINA.
If I'm what? CINA?
Yeah. C-I-N-A. Child in need of assistance of the court. If you're found CINA and committed to DSS custody, that means you'll come back for review hearings. First in about 10 months, then after that, every 6 months.
I don't like how this feels. All I want to do is just be with my mother and my sister. What happens if we don't go home?
Then you'll go into foster care.
You've got to be kidding! Foster care?
Yes. You would stay either with a foster family or in a group home with other young men your age. Adults would stay there with you.
My sister won't be with me?
In a group home, no. In a foster home, there's no guarantee. DSS will make efforts to try to place you together. If they can't, they'll make sure you see each other. They'll also make sure you see your mother and your father.
I better.
If you're placed in foster care, DSS will also try to look for relatives to take care of you. Are there any that you'd like to get checked out?
My aunt and uncle. My grandmother has a number.
Okay. Write their names down on this piece of paper, and I'll make sure that I get it to the caseworker.
What about school? If we go into foster care, do we get to go to the same schools?
The law says if you go into foster care, you have to stay at the same school if it's the best thing for you.
You can ask Kyra what she wants, but I think it's best if we stay at our same schools.
That makes sense. The caseworker would make sure you got there. Jamal, I know this is a lot to take in all at once. Do you understand everything I've told you today? Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I understand. Man, I can't believe this.
Well, let's go get Kyra. I need to speak with her as well. Let me give you one of my business cards, or actually two. Jamal, always feel free to call or email me anytime.
The shelter care hearing is about to begin. The lawyers will tell the master what their clients want, and the master will decide to let Kyra and Jamal go home or place them outside of their home, maybe even foster care.
Mr. Wade, you're on the record.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Calling the matter of Jamal Artist and Kyra Artist. Petition numbers 555-7321 and 7322. Kenneth Wade from the Department of Social Services also present. Ms. Jones
Good afternoon.
and Mr. Jenkins.
Hello.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
Selena Bassard, here on behalf of Jamal and Kyra Artist. Jamal is to my right,
Good afternoon, Mr. Artist.
and Kyra is to my left.
All right, for the mother.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good
Reese
afternoon.
Centeno for the mother, Keisha Artist, and she's right here in your courtroom.
Hello, ma'am.
Frank Holder on behalf of the respondent's father, who's present in the court and standing.
Hello, sir. How are you? Anyone not involved in the matters of Jamal and Kyra Artist, please wait outside. We'll be there to get you shortly.
Your Honor, the parties do not have an agreement. The department is asking for a general order of shelter care with limited guardianship to the Department of Social Services for the following reasons. The mother has failed to provide adequate food for the respondents. The mother has failed to send the children to school on a regular basis, and when they do go to school, they're not clean. The mother has the mother has allowed the children, the youngest child, to remain in the home alone. The youngest child is 7 years old. The mother has failed to comply with drug treatment, including testing positive for cocaine and heroin while in treatment. And the father is unable to provide care for the respondents at this time. He does not have adequate housing. So we're asking for a general order of shelter care, limited guardianship to the Department of Social Services, a contrary to safety and welfare finding, and emergent circumstances. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
On behalf of the mother, Your Honor, we're asking for a denial of shelter care. She very much wants the children back in her care. She acknowledges that she has a drug problem, but she's in drug treatment and she's going to stay there. As far as the allegation that there's no food in the home, that's not true. She makes a good dinner for the children every night. On the rare occasions when she's not home, then Jamal, who is 16 and actually is a good cook, cooks a meal for both of him and his sister. He also takes him and his sister to school every day. So really the problems are not serious enough to warrant shelter care. So we're asking for a denial of the department's petition, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Father's in agreement with mother's counsel and asking for denial of shelter care. Father believes that the children are well taken care of in the mother's home and wishes for that to continue. It is true at the present time father doesn't have appropriate housing, but it is our hope that with the department's assistance, they'll be able to attain appropriate housing.
Ms. Bassard.
Your Honor, my clients are asking you to send them home to their mother today. If Jamal were called to testify, he would tell you he's never seen his mother do drugs. He watches his sister, and they both go to school clean. He always has enough to eat. Kyra would tell you that her brother watches her and that she always eats. Her mother sends her to school, and she likes it a lot. However, if you are going to place these children in foster care, they would like to see their parents and each other. They'd also like to stay together. Thank you.
Any rebuttal?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Court's indulgence, Your Honor. Thank you. Your Honor, two things. The respondent, Jamal Artist, has failed to attend school regularly and he's in danger of failing. He is also one grade behind. Additionally, Your Honor, the department has, with State's Exhibit Number 1, documentation from the Community Drug Treatment Center. And it verifies that the mother has tested positive for cocaine and heroin on October the 21st, on November the 1st, and 2 days ago on November the 19th, Your Honor. So the department is asking for a general order of shelter care, limited guardianship to the Department of Social Services, a contrary to safety and welfare finding, and emergent circumstances. Thank you.
I've listened to all of the evidence from the parties, and I understand that the parents want the children to be returned to the home of the mother, and the children want to go home with their mother. But after hearing the evidence, ma'am, I've decided that at this time you have some issues and some obstacles that you have to overcome. One of them being that you have to continue with your drug treatment. And because of that, I am going to order a general order of shelter care to the Department of Social Services. Limited guardianship to the department if the parents are unavailable. Visitation shall occur on, at minimum, a weekly basis.
The master ordered that Kyra and Jamal be placed in shelter care. The caseworkers haven't found a relative for them to live with, so they have to go into foster care. Kyra to a foster home and Jamal to a group home. Let's follow them inside.
We've been waiting for you. Hi. Janine, come here. Please take Jamal to his room.
Hi, Jamal.
Here's his medical assistance card and the health passport. I took him to the DSS health suite this morning. He's been diagnosed with asthma, and so you'll need his inhaler as well.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Thank you. I also wanted to let you know that his little sister is in foster care as well, so I need to set up visits between them and their parents. I'll let you know when I'm coming by to pick him up for visits.
All right.
Lastly, I am going to refer him for therapy. This has been really hard on him, and I think it'll be helpful if he can talk to someone.
That makes sense.
Okay, great. Do you guys have any other questions for me?
No, I think we're fine at this point.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Kyra.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I know you've had a very long day today, but it's time to get ready for bed.
Alright.
Alrighty. And remember, if you need me through the night, I'll be right across the hall, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Good night, sweetie.
That's my brother Jamal.
Oh, I know, sweetie. But you'll get to see him.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Being in foster care can be lonely, confusing, and frustrating, and can even make you angry.
Jamal, what's wrong?
I want to see my mother and my sister. I want to go home.
I can imagine.
No, you can't.
Why don't you give your sister a call? Go ahead, give her a call. Give her a call.
Hello?
I'm Kyra's brother, Jamal. Can I speak to Kyra, please?
Yes, of course. Hold on.
Okay.
Kyra, telephone. Guess who it is?
Who?
It's your brother Jamal.
Jamal!
Hey, Kyra. What's up?
I went to the movies, got popcorn, candy, and everything.
Oh, you being a good girl?
I'm being a good girl. Are you being a good boy?
Yeah, I'm being a good boy, too.
Jamal, your worker's here.
Hey, Jamal, do you have that list of relatives for me?
Yes.
Great. Let's go.
Okay.
See you, Jamal.
See you.
That's all right. I like that. Oh, okay, but shouldn't it be a little more brown than blue?
Your visit's going to be for an hour.
Jamal!
Kyra!
Oh.
Hi, can I speak to Miss Tanya Blanford, please?
This is Miss Blanford. Who's calling?
Yes, this is Miss Jones from the Department of Social Services. I'm calling about Jamal and Kyra Artist. You're Miss Keisha Artist's sister, right?
Yes, I am. I am really glad you called.
Are you currently aware that the children are in foster care?
Yes, I am. I'm aware.
Well, I'm calling to find out whether you'd be willing to have them come stay with you.
Sure, yes. I will do anything to help my family. Sure, I have them here.
Great. Well, before we can place the children with you, the department has to do an investigation to make sure all children are safe before they're placed with their relatives. So would it be okay if I asked you a few questions?
Kyra and Jamal have been in foster care for a month or so now. It's time to get ready for the next court hearing. Will they go back home, go to Aunt Tanya's, or stay in foster care?
Your Honor, we're ready to call the next case, Artist.
Very well.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Call on the matter of Jamal Artist and Kyra Artist, petition numbers 555-7321 and 7322. Kenneth Wade from the Department of Social Services also present. Ms. Jones and
Hello.
Mr. Jenkins.
Hello.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
I'm Selena Bassard here on behalf of Jamal and Kyra Artist.
Your Honor, the parties present have a recommendation we would like to submit to the court. We're asking the court to sustain facts and to find the children in need of assistance and commit them to the Department of Social Services for relative placement with limited guardianship to the department and/or Ms. Tanya Blandford. She is the maternal aunt and she is present in your courtroom.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the mother is progressing. She is in drug treatment and she is visiting her children. However, she still needs more time. And the father was unable to care for the children because he does not have adequate housing. But the department is still willing to work with both parents. Thank you.
Your Honor, Jamal and Kyra are in agreement. I had the opportunity to visit my clients at their placements, and I spoke with them again today. They understand what's happening, and they're in agreement.
Very well. I find that the respondents, Jamal and Kyra Artists, are children in need of assistance and as such shall be committed to the Department of Social Services for relative placement. Limited guardianship is granted to the department and/or Tanya Blandford if the parents are unavailable. Visits shall be supervised and shall be conducted on, at minimum, a weekly basis. Is there anything else I need to address? All right, let's set this case in for a permanency planning hearing. Thank you.
Today you're committed to the Department of Social Services, but you're going to live with your Aunt Tanya. She'll make sure that you get to see your mother and father at her house. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you going to be okay?
I'm gonna be alright.
Yes. Okay. Well, here's another card for each of you. I'll come and see you again. I'll call and see where you'd like to meet. Don't forget, call me if you need anything.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Bye now.
Bye.
Come on, guys. Take care.
Kyra and Jamal were found CINA, children in need of assistance of the court. They'll live with Aunt Tanya in a relative foster care placement, also known as kinship care. They'll visit their parents and can contact their caseworker and lawyer anytime they want to. The caseworker will also visit once a month. Hopefully, Kyra and Jamal can return home in the future. If not, DSS and the courts will make sure they have a safe, permanent place to live. On behalf of Foster Youth Incorporated, thank you for watching our film. Now, let's listen as foster youth share their experiences. FYI Speaks.
Although being placed outside the home can be scary, things can work out so that the children are safe and well taken care of. If a young person remains in foster care after graduating high school, there are programs in place to help with college and independent living skills. Just because you're in foster care doesn't mean you can't do great things.
Right now, I'm in college to become a psychologist.
Right now, we're in college. I attend Morgan State University. I'm a political science major and a criminal justice minor. After college, my intention is to go to law school, and with that degree, maybe I'll work at legal aid and deal with foster youth or go on trial or something like that.
And I currently go to Towson University, and I'm a mathematics major, and I'm under pre-med, and I want to be a pediatrician. I want to, be that doctor to accept who everybody else reject, basically.
I'm going to college. Yeah, I want to study criminal justice. I want to become a prosecutor.
Well, I'm currently in college, getting ready to join the Army. I'm a certified pharmacy technician, certified lifeguard, CPR, first aid, first response. Well, my number one goal for the future is to become a doctor. That's my dream.
I went in foster care when I was 12 years old. I've been in foster care for like 5 years. I live with my sister or sometimes my aunt. When I first came to care, I was 3. I was in care until I was 15. After 15, I was adopted.
Well, we're 18 now.
but when we were 9 months, our great-grandmother called our cousin and told her, asked her if she could come take us for a while because our mother was a little overwhelmed with a 1-year-old, twins, and a baby in her stomach. So she was a little overwhelmed, so we went and stayed with our cousin.
We got involved with the courts because our cousin she needed help taking care of us and our siblings, our sister and our brother. So
as far as dental, medical things, school, food, things of that nature.
I've been in foster care for 13 years now.
I really don't remember. I think I was like 6.
When I first came into care, I felt disappointed.
My dad had got incarcerated at the time, and my mother was not able to take me and my 5 brothers and sisters in at one time. So we all went our different ways. Some went to group homes, some went to foster homes. Others, they just scattered. We all got separated.
Another factor was that she was addicted to drugs and alcohol. So it made it hard, which was the reason why she came in and out, and it was easier for her to do
that one thing
opposed to taking care of 4 kids
without a stable job.
Yeah.
All I remember is living with my cousin, going into different group homes and different schools mostly because I lost a lot of friends. First I stayed in an overnight foster home, then I went to group homes and foster homes.
Probably about 6 or 7 different places.
The current place I'm living is a group home setting. I just recently moved there this week, so I haven't really been there that long.
The only real thing I ain't like about foster care was the fact that you're not with your own family. Technically, you live with other people in your own household. Basically, to me, it felt like I was technically homeless at the time.
They feel like they're not going to be put in a safe home, so then that builds up a whole anger and stuff. I found that a lot of kids have anger because of what they expect to happen. Right. So now you have to go through anger management. You have to worry about kids, picking on you. You have to worry about sometimes not always being heard. Everybody always want to place this problem on you, but they don't want to understand why did this come about? Why are you so angry or whatever? No one ever really talks about that.
Hold on, be strong, because they can only be strong for themselves, and it's not their fault that they're in the situation they're in.
They took me in because I didn't have anywhere to go, but they helped me with school, shelter. Social workers, she helps me sometimes. She's good to me, but it just helped me in many ways.
You get free health care, free tuition for any in-state college. You get a lot of benefits, grocery money, clothing stipends, different stuff like that. I currently have my own apartment with 1 roommate.
There's a program, it's basically an independent living program where it helps you have your own apartment. You go to school, you work, and do all the things that you normally do by yourself. I can see my brothers and sisters, or whenever I feel like it, go to my grandma's house, visit, they can come see me. If the kids can see their parents or family more often, it'd be okay.
Us being able to stay together as sisters was very important. Because bad enough we didn't have our mother. But I still have a connection with my mother, and I love my mother to death. Right. So if I lost my mother and had to lose my sisters and my brother, that just wouldn't have been good at all.
Well, that's why I have a lawyer, and they help you with your cases, your placements, and other needs concerning DSS.
If it's something that you need, you can always call me. Run down the list. Is your social worker doing what she's supposed to do? I mean, he just do the little rundown thing.
He tries to make everything as natural
as possible. So
it's
just like this passion he has for his job.
And he also made us aware of a lot of stuff we didn't know, as far as our rights and stuff.
The advice I would give young people going into care is not to let anyone stereotype you. Don't act like nothing's wrong with you.
There really is no look or an act or things of that nature. When you tell somebody you in foster care, you don't look like it, you don't act like it, but what really is the look or the act of foster care? Find a group or an organization that would help her or him, cope with that situation. Like at the school I graduated from, Baltimore Freedom Academy. we founded a group called FYI, Foster Youth Incorporated, and in this group I found a connection with a lot of people who had the same problems that I had or the same circumstances that I had, and we looked at it the same way because we really didn't know exactly what was going on and why we were here.
Well, when leaving foster care or aging out of foster care, it's good to have someone like maybe an old group home staff or foster parent that you were recently living with that would be able to help you or willing to help you. And also it's good to have your own independence so you could learn how to do things on your own and not depend on other people.
For more information, contact fosteryouthinc.com.